I wanted to make a denim jacket and alter it, so I like cut the sleeves off. I cut the sides open and then hemmed them with my sewing machine, and then kind of like wrapped them so that it was more of like it was like laced down on the sides but with chain. And then I took acrylic paint and I painted the whole thing, and I like used Uhu glue to glue on beads. If I pronounce the name of the glue wrong, don't even make fun of me, I don't know. But and it looks really cool. I definitely put way too much time into it. I told myself I was gonna do something really simple, and then I did something simple and I wasn't happy with it, so I just kept adding stuff because I felt like it needed more. And then there was like empty space, and now I might have gone overboard, but I really like it. But it also took me 2 days. And when I say it took me 2 days, like, I'm the type of person that will spend hours doing something. Like, I probably worked for like 5-8 hours straight each day. So it's not even like I spent a normal amount of time on it, but it's done now and I'm really happy with it. But I had to stop halfway through doing it because while I was doing it, I don't know, I just moved into a new place, so our stuff's kind of everywhere, and I barely unpacked my craft stuff, so I don't even know why I'm making stuff right now. I probably shouldn't be, but I just get ideas in my head and I really have to like go do it. So I don't know, I wasn't using the right tool for the job, and I was using, you're really supposed to use like a dowel type of thing, I think, to make holes, or like, I don't know. I was using scissors and I kind of just folded them in half and was like stabbing through the denim with it so that I could make the ties portion. And I have a really high pain tolerance, and I don't know if I just don't have fucking like nerves in the ends of my fingers anymore, but I ended up cutting one of my fingers and I didn't realize. And then I got a cut on another one of my fingers and I noticed that one. And when I was looking at it, I noticed I had a cut on the other one too. So then I was kind of like, I had to stop and go look for something to wrap it with. So I was like repeatedly, like, this is so weird, I'm sorry. I was like licking my finger because I didn't want the blood to get on the floor. So I was like licking my finger and like digging around for band-aids, and it turns out we hadn't moved band-aids from the place we were living before to the place we're living now yet. So we didn't have any. So what Salty was talking about in Blue Sky, because I sent them a picture, is I like wrapped my hands in paper towels and duct tape so I could finish working on the jacket, because I don't know, I just get so zoned in, like nothing can stop me. Do you know what I mean? But I called my significant other and I was like, hey, where's the band-aids? And he confirmed like we didn't move them over yet. And the first thing he said to me is, do you actually need a band-aid or do you need stitches? And I don't know, the implication that I would like need stitches and just stick a band-aid on that shit made me laugh so much. Cause like, I mean, I would. I would do that. He's not wrong, but I need to be more careful. I do need to be more careful. It was entirely my fault. Like, I'm not even surprised. I wasn't using the right thing. Like, when you use the wrong tool for the job, you're like almost guaranteed to injure yourself, and I did, and it was totally my fault. But my significant other was nice and he went and go grabbed band-aids, so I have band-aids on now and not paper towels and duct tape. But that's my day. I meant to do more crafts than I did, but I only got the jacket done because I said I wasn't gonna do a lot. I was gonna do something simple and I overdid it. But that's really the highlight of today, I think, was just being silly and doing that. I did lose my dog at one point, but she was just sleeping in like a laundry pile, so I did find her. We had a really good dinner with like pasta and wine. And then I have a beer now, so I'm probably like extra chatty, but that's okay. I really wanted to do this podcast and get it started because I got this really cute model and I could not even tell you who it's by. It's on my website though. And I don't know, I've been planning this podcast forever and I just haven't had time. But I wanted to talk about my year because I know I yapped a lot about literally just today, but I wanted to talk about my year in general because I've done so much this year and I kind of just like felt like recapping that. I don't know how to like, I haven't had time to sit down and like process it, so I'm just gonna do that here and chat with you guys. Drink some water and take some medicine. I did take a lot of medicine. I took some Dayquil when I was sick, but I'm not sick anymore. It's just like the lingering cough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been drinking a lot of water, but it's cold and dry where I am, so it hasn't gone away. But yeah, this year, recap of this year, I went to a lot of concerts this year, which is really interesting choice. I feel like I'm always all in on things I want to do. I went to my first concert this year, and then I went to, how many more? 2 more, and then I have a 3rd one coming up. So I really went to my first concert and then just kept the ball rolling, I guess. I saw Avril Lavigne. That was kind of cool. I feel like she hasn't changed at all. I mean, she's definitely changed, but I don't know. She's still got the same vibes. I really liked seeing her, but the concert itself was kind of a nightmare. Someone like stole my chair, so I couldn't sit down for the whole concert. The venue was really confusing to navigate, and the staff weren't very helpful, and we ended up going to the wrong seats at first because we were confused and we couldn't get help, and like the people who were in those seats just like yelled at us, which was really interesting. Not the best vibes, but Avril herself was great. It wasn't her fault or anything. And then after that, I went to see Snow Wife, and she's really cool, and I'm really happy to have gotten to see her. It's still so interesting to think that she's younger than me and she's doing so many cool things, but instead of a like seated concert where it was more like an auditorium sort of deal, Snow Wife had like a dance floor concert, and I thought that was really fun and really cool. And I got to meet her afterwards, which was really cool. I was really nervous. I didn't think I would be because I'm not really like a starstruck type of person, but I got a little bit socially anxious when I was talking to her. And I was really surprised by myself for that because I was excited to meet her, and then I met her and I didn't even know what to say. Like, I didn't plan that far ahead. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, it's so cool, we can meet her. And then I went up and met her, and it was just kind of like deer in headlights moment. But me and my friend, we just told her like she was really cool, and she signed my arm, which was neat. It was kind of like she was signing things and I didn't have anything, and she's like, oh, do you want me to like sign your arm or something? And I was like, you know what, yeah, why not? So I have a couple photos of that. I thought it was really fun. I'm such a party person. I don't think I'm really I don't know. I'm like an introvert who likes that type of stuff, but I'll do it so occasionally, and then I'll just go back into my like house and I don't know. I'm an introvert, but every once in a while I like to do that kind of stuff. I'll also say Snow Wife's audience was so many LGBT people, and I thought that was really awesome. I don't know, I just felt really like comfortable there. What did I went to see Stray Kids as well. And that was so crazy. I don't think I've ever been to anything so big. And I've never been so far either. Florida's not near me, and I went to Florida and it was so hot. And I know everyone warned me it was going to be so hot, but the concert was just huge, and we were all in line for so long that people were like collapsing in line. And it was so hard to get water because people were like upcharging like $8 a bottle of water because everyone needed water. But then it turned out to be a problem that people were doing that because people were passing out in line, people were going to med. It was kind of horrible at that point. I think I'm not as affected by warm temperatures as my friends. Like, I like things pretty warm and they like things pretty cold. So I was like running and getting them water a lot, as much as I could, and I was trying to make sure they had enough sunscreen. And eventually it even got to me too. But thankfully we ended up okay. We only missed, because we did, and my friends ended up going to med. I think we only missed the like pre-show, but we made it to the actual show, thankfully. And once we sat down, it really wasn't as bad anymore. And we got to see everything, and it was really amazing. Actually, even though I saw Avril and Snow White first, Stray Kids was the first planned concert. And I was only going because my friend was really into Stray Kids, but I ended up getting into K-pop too through them, and like the experience and everything. And I'm really glad I did. I found a lot more music than ever in the past year, like indie music and popular music and K-pop and everything in between, I feel like. But I'm really grateful for it. The concert experience for Stray Kids was amazing. But beyond that, just kind of like K-pop in general kind of captivated me. I don't have a very good sense of like who I am. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, I don't want that to sound weird, but I think a lot about like what type of person I am and like what my personality is, and if I had to explain what my personality is, I couldn't. If I had to explain like what type of person I am, I couldn't really explain that either. I just like exist. I think it has something to do with like being neurodivergent, but I have not a good concept of self. So I find a lot of the concepts for K-pop really comforting. Like, especially Stray Kids. They have all these like, I think they're for like marketing, but like labels that just kind of like speak to me. Like, they each have like animal mascots assigned to them, and like they kind of like describe their personalities in a way too. And like, I know when I was kind of thinking about my personality, like I'm a dog VTuber, you can see that. My friends would always tell me that I was like a dog, and like not in a bad way, but in a like, I was chatty and silly and kind of like introverted and extroverted at the same time. And I really love food. Like, if I'm out with friends, I'm constantly like getting food or on the lookout for food. I just have a really dog personality. And I think those animal personality things like speak to me because, I don't know, personality just feels like such a vast and overwhelming concept to me. And then something like that, like those animal mascot, it's kind of comforting and grounding to just like have something vague and fun to help explain your personality. Because like, I don't know how else to explain personality, where it's such like a vast concept and such a strange thing. Like, can confirm doggo personality. Yeah, I don't know. And a lot of my friends have been very cat personalities, which I find interesting. Definitely not all of them, but I've had a few friends that I would say are very cat personalities. Salty is assigned cat personality, as you know. I have a friend that I cosplay with a lot that I think is very cat personality, I would say. Um, as for my other friends, I'm really not sure. Because I don't know, I don't talk about this kind of stuff very often because I don't know if it's like weird. But I'm just yapping into a void right now, so it doesn't register to me. But I don't know, that kind of stuff is so interesting to me. They'll assign themselves like colors or animals or something that's just so like something you would assign yourself as like a kid. Like, I like purple. Purple is my personality. I like relate to dogs. Dogs are my personality. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just, it's so simple to my brain that it's just kind of comforting. But getting into K-pop this year in general, there's like a few groups that have really caught my eye. I don't want to get too off track. Stray Kids definitely. I went to the Dominate concert and it was really cool. I think my favorite song that they played was Cinema, and they had confetti that came up that was like the rainbow and the trans flags, and it was absolutely beautiful and really moving, and a lot of the fans that showed up were so kind and so accepting of each other, and it was just genuinely such an experience that after the concert I like mourned the fact that I had no way of reaching back out to all of these people that I met, and I really tried to find them on social media, not in like a creepy way, but in like so I could like follow them on Instagram or something, and I couldn't really find anyone, unfortunately. But even beyond the concert, I ended up like watching a lot of stuff, and the way that the Stray Kids members, at least like public facing, are so kind and accepting of each other and so supportive of each other. It's just something that really spoke to me, especially because I don't see a lot of representation of men being that way with each other. Like just being soft with each other and being understanding of each other and accepting and supportive, and like, I don't know, it was really comforting to me and really amazing to see. I really got motivated to learn to dance. Like, I've always wanted to learn how to dance, but getting into Stray Kids and K-pop and stuff really re-motivated me, and I'm not sure why, but I'm really glad it did. I think it was just that they have such cool dances, and so many people will take like small snippets of the chorus or something and learn how to do that portion of the dance, and it seemed sometimes achievable. But just seeing how good some of the members were at dancing too really motivated me. It's just like amazing, and something that like I don't think I could forgive myself if I didn't at least try to learn, because I want to do it so badly, and it just kind of registered to me that it's a skill and I can just try. So like backstory on why I never tried to learn how to dance even though I really wanted to is I had a friend at one point, maybe friend in quotation marks, I don't know, but she had been doing dance since she was like, I don't even know how young, but a long time as far as I know. And when I started trying to learn how to do dance, she saw me and she said what I was doing didn't even count as dancing, and like really tore me down about it. And then she brought me to her dance classes, which I ended up going to, and other people in the class were really kind and like hyped me up. But then she almost seemed like mad about that. And so I was kind of like really uncomfortable. And I think after that, I just decided like it wasn't for me, which is crazy because I've done theater and I've led dance routines, but like I've never really been a dancer, if that makes sense. Like, so like I feel like I definitely have always been capable of learning, but I don't know, that experience kind of made me feel like if I hadn't already learned, I should just give up, which is so wrong. Like that's not the way to think. I'm not putting that, don't think that way. But I'm really glad because getting into Stray Kids made me just want to so badly that I got over that because I wanted to learn so badly that I just didn't really care about that anymore. And I'm definitely pretty bad at it, but I've gotten a lot better in the past few months at even. Crazy how one person can ruin something that's supposed to be fun. Yeah, I really took a while to process that, and I think the arts are really meant to be experimented in and enjoyed, and making it all about skill level just really tears away from them, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that's... Yeah, it's great to want to improve your skill, but if that's all you care about, you're really removing like the heart and soul of doing anything in the arts. So I'm really glad I got over that and I tried. Model looks wicked. Thank you so much. It's new. This is actually going to end up being a podcast of sorts, but it's my first attempt at it. I don't know that I'm doing good. I'm just yapping, but I guess that's what a podcast is. I don't know. I'll figure it out in time. Because I haven't streamed in so long and I've had so much stuff going on this year that I just thought, you know what? I'll just throw myself into the whole podcast thing and just talk about my year. But after sort of getting into concerts, and I've always been into music, but getting into K-pop specifically and Stray Kids, I kind of like learned about other K-pop bands. I learned about Cat's Eye. I think I'm still learning about them a little bit, but I really like their music and how they appreciate sort of the culture of each member. And they were just seeing things like Manon standing up for the other group mates in lives and stuff. I don't know, that warms my heart too, in the same way that seeing Stray Kids be so kind and supportive of each other does. I learned about a group called XG, and they have a really cool concept, and I can't wait to see more of what they make. I think they're coming out with their first album soon. But their concept is really like cyber, futuristic, artistic. I can't wait to see what their album is like. It might already even be out. Mad funny, all my friends are getting into K-pop now. Yeah, I don't know what it is. My friend got me into it, but it seems like I'm getting into it at the same time as a lot of other people. Might just be perception because the internet, but I don't know. I got into a group called X-Love. X-Love I got into more recently. Their concept is very like genderless and very like LGBT focused. At least in style. I don't know if they've explicitly said so, but they really helped me like process questioning my gender. And then it was like more motivation to learn how to dance because I thought their dances were really cool. Obviously my VTuber has really long hair still, but IRL, I absolutely chopped off like almost all of my hair recently. But X-Love really helped me process questioning my gender. I chopped all my hair off and I've always felt like I could not pull off being more masculine. Even though I'm non-binary, I just leaned really heavily into being feminine because it was comfortable for me. And then recently, one of my friends mentioned that like they thought I had pretty masculine features, and she said she was jealous of it, and I was kind of flattered by that because I've always thought I couldn't pull off masculine looks. So I kind of got inspired to like try, and then I really liked it and I leaned more into that. And I think I definitely still want to do both feminine and masculine looks, but I spent some time kind of dabbling in masculine looks because it was new and, you know, new to me. And in doing so, I kind of questioned my gender a little bit because I was like, yeah, I'm non-binary, but like, what does this mean? I don't know. I just think it's kind of an evolving understanding of who you are and how you present and how you feel. And X Love's whole concept is that they're genderless and that you shouldn't do things on the basis of gender at all. Like, you should just be you and, like, not care about whether something is considered feminine or masculine or for men or women or anything like that. And that kind of just helped me in that moment to just, like, express myself and set aside what I thought. And just not worry about it, I guess. And then the only other group that I can think I got even a little bit into, because I definitely listened to a lot of different groups, but groups I like focused on, I guess, was one called A2O I think they're newer, but there's a clip of one of the members has a really low voice, and it was absolutely mesmerizing because, like, I think for a lot of stuff like that, they expect women to, like, lilt their voice, to raise their voice into a higher register, and she just doesn't, and that's really cool. A lot of people love that about that group and about her, and I think it's one of the more, I don't know, the more known things about their group right now, but I'm pretty sure they're newer, so I'm sure I'll be able to learn more about them. I can't wait to see more of them. That's mad cool. Music is helping you through that. I love music artistically for that very reason. Yeah, no, music and media and fandom and all of that helps me process so many things. It's insane. Recently, I started reading a webtoon called Down to Earth as, like, an example of something that's not music, but I started reading a webtoon that's called Down to Earth, and it's just like a slice of life romance-y kind of webtoon. It's about, I guess, like an alt emo dude, and he's dating an alien girl. And he's been through, like, multiple relationships, and I don't know, they kind of, like, become better people through each other, and it's actually very wholesome. I know slice of life isn't for everybody, but for me it does help me process things sometimes, because it's just mundane, normal things that I don't have a good processing of myself sometimes, so it helps. But it really digs through, like, humanity and friendships and relationships and, like, processing your past shit so you can have good relationships now, and what it means to, like, communicate with people and to be a good friend and to be a good significant other, and how to sort of reconcile things that happened in the past. Like, for example, he had a shitty relationship in the past, and I don't know the full context because I'm still reading it, but they just didn't work out together. You know, when I'm not really sure if she was toxic or not because I'm still reading it and I can't figure it out yet. But it's possible that they just, like, didn't work together, straight up, and that's all it was. But he couldn't get over that relationship, so he just, like, pushed himself into several other relationships that barely lasted, like, 2 weeks or something like that. And he was just really shitty to, like, all these different women because he was just trying to get over her, and he obviously wasn't processing that in a healthy way. And then he kind of swore off relationships after that. And then obviously he ends up falling in love with this alien girl. So she's helping him process that, and he has to reconcile and go apologize to all his friends and the girls he screwed over in the past. And then she's kind of learning how to, like, be a human because she's an alien and have friendships from, like, a general not knowing level. And I don't know, as someone who's autistic, I, like, relate to her even though she's an alien, and that's probably, like, not entirely how that's intended, but I have a lot of, like, I have to actually, like, work to understand social things sometimes, so I kind of related to her in that way. And then I related to him in, like, just being kind of shitty at reconciling things that happened in the past. So I really, like, been super into that webtoon lately, and really like learned a lot and processed a lot from it. My friends just had me watch K-pop Demon Hunters with them for the first time a couple days ago, and the music from that movie has done something to me on a molecular level. Yeah. No, even aside from, because I went and looked up all of the cultural references in that movie as much as I can, as like an American that's just like not gonna fully understand everything. But one of the coolest fun facts I learned was about the cat and the bird, because that's something that I wouldn't have recognized, but it's really symbolic. The tiger, the cat, and the bird, the little, is he a crow? Magpie? I don't know. I don't remember. But they're a reference to sort of an art piece or a series of art pieces where the tiger represents sort of the government or the authority, and the bird represents the people. And that's why the bird keeps stealing the hat, because the bird is taking the power or the like authority from the tiger and bringing it back to the people. There's someone who explains it on TikTok that is obviously much better at explaining it than me, because he actually understands the culture. So I suggest go watching that. Tiger and a Magpie, thank you. I suggest going to watch that, because my explanation is so subpar, but I thought that was really cool. And then, yeah, the music was just amazing. Although Rumi just really messed me up overall, where she was like just not letting people just like show their love for her, and she went to the one person she knew was gonna make her feel worse because she couldn't bring herself to tell her friends. And I was just losing my mind over all of that, because when it finally came out to her friends, it came out in like the worst way. I know a lot of people were really understanding of Jinu, and to some extent I'm pretty understanding of Jinu too. Like I do understand why he did all he did, and there is some cultural context too on him and his family, because when he shows going into the king's palace, and he gets closed, his family gets like cut off by the guards. He says he left them, but sort of what I'm understanding culturally is that if you were allowed into sort of like royal circles, royal quarters, for the reason that he was, which was his music, your family doesn't get to come with you. So it's not that he actually left them, it's that they weren't allowed to join him. And if you are given that sort of, if you are brought in like that and you're given that quote unquote opportunity, it can be dangerous or rude to decline. So he couldn't say no either. It was literally just Guima that was making him feel like he was like evil and he left them and all of that. And if you watch the clips of, what's the group before Huntrix? What is their name? I forget. But when they're showing that group as sort of like the history of the hunters, you can actually see that the mother and the girl that are saved by that group is actually Jinu's family. So he didn't leave them, they didn't die, they were saved by the hunters. And he didn't choose to leave them either. He didn't have a choice, and Guima used that against him. So like, I do understand Jinu to some extent, but all that to say, he pissed me off so badly during that movie, because he just, like, he was so unfair to Rumi, and she was already going through so much shit, and like she was doing everything she could to help him, but he was just playing with her so bad, and it was pissing me off. Like, I understand he was going through shit, so it's like, I know I shouldn't have been so upset with him, but I don't know. I also have this thing where if a character does something bad or like horrible and their redemption arc is them dying, that's not a redemption. I need him to come back and make things right for real in the next one. I'm not satisfied with him sacrificing himself as a redemption. In my opinion, that's not a redemption. Truly. But anyways, it's hard not to say just like so much about that movie. It was so good. And like I said, fandom and everything is just, fandom and music is how I process like everything. So it means a lot to me, so I get worked up. But feel free to disagree with me, by the way. I'm constantly, like, my friends will send me videos to help me, like, see different sides of things, too. And then sometimes I change my mind later with, like, different context or different, like, scenes or... So I definitely don't think I'm, like, my opinions end all be all by any means. A really good antagonist with a semi-redemption arc. Jinwoo was a good character. I want to see more of him. I would also appreciate if they gave the other Saja boys, like, some personality and some motives. I don't know, that they need to like develop the other Saja boys, I think, but I don't know how to feel about Celine. Don't even get me started on her. But if Jinwoo comes back through the redemption, would be so long because now he's got to redeem dying. I've been itching to do your idol cover. You should. That'd be so good. But okay, wait. I'm gonna get back on topic because I could talk about different fandoms forever. But yeah, I got into K-pop this year. I started reading webtoons this year. Down to Earth means a lot to me. I started reading a couple other ones too. We just moved houses, as I mentioned, so like we're living in a different place than before, so I haven't cosplayed in forever either. And I'm really excited to do that again. I'm not quite ready yet because I'm still setting up my studio. My studio is set up for streaming, but it's not quite set up for filming yet. I've been cosplaying since, I don't think anyone would know this because I've kind of been, in terms of social media, I've rebranded a few times. I switched accounts at one point because I lost one of my accounts and then switched back. So I feel like it's not known, but I have been cosplaying since 2018, I think. And I've always wondered, like, because I mean, being a content creator, it's like this balance between where you're like, okay, I make content. It's really unlikely that I'll really ever be noticed for it, but at the same time, what would I do if I was? Do you know what I mean? Like on one hand, I'm like, I don't actually believe that will happen. Especially because I'm not one of those people that makes content to be noticed or to be famous, or I don't really have aspirations like that. It's more of just a thing that I feel like I would be lost if I didn't do this. It's just part of like who I am. Like my hobbies are so intrinsic to me that I don't know. There are a lot of people who are very dedicated and are working really hard, and I just kind of do this because it's intrinsic to who I am. So I haven't been as consistent or strategic. But you've been cosplaying since before you met me, Salty. Yeah, that's true. I'm not very good at dating things. It might have been longer, I don't know, but anyways, I've been cosplaying a long time. I've been doing it since 2018, and while I don't think I'm actually going to like get famous for it or become known or anything crazy like that, I have wondered like what would I do if I was, because it's just like, it's fun to think about. I think every creator thinks about it at some point. And I guess not to talk about more music, but if you guys know, actually before I get into that, I will talk about how I did get noticed one time. My like microdose of too much internet attention. I don't remember what year it happened, but one November, a long time ago, I cosplayed Wednesday Addams, and this was before Wednesday the show, obviously. This I think was around the time of like the Egghead Wednesday show. Do you know what I'm talking about? The like really stylized like cartoon, sort of in between. I don't know how to explain it other than like it's a really stylized art style, and like Wednesday just has this massive forehead. And I haven't watched it. I've heard it's good. But it was around that time. And I was just doing like a standard Wednesday cosplay. And it was during November, and you're gonna say, oh no, because you're gonna understand, hopefully. Maybe not hopefully. Maybe it's good if you don't know, but at the time, I didn't know what No Nut November was. And I guess it was really popular then or something. And a lot of people liked my Wednesday cosplay. It wasn't like sexy or anything. So I don't know why this happened. The laughter. Oh, okay. Yeah, it wasn't a sexy cosplay. Just to be clear, it was a normal cosplay, but it blew up on TikTok because it was fucking No Nut November, and the reason I know it's related to that is because my comments were full of references to No Nut November. It was insane. It was truly insane. And it was my microdose of internet fame. Not even fame, just too much attention. They were down bad, simple. No, simple. You're so right. And I didn't know what to do because at that time, I hadn't gotten that much attention before. So I didn't really know about like disabling comments or like anything like that. Pent up dummies, so true. And I didn't know how to like carry that momentum well, like limiting comments and stuff so that it was like safer. I just got overwhelmed. So I straight up just logged off. I logged off for a while. At some point, so many of my friends and like people I met were like finding out about it and just being like, oh, that's so cool, like you had a famous TikTok video. And so I deleted it. And I probably shouldn't have, because it wasn't bad or anything. I just didn't know what to do with it because I was like an inexperienced creator and I was overwhelmed. So that was my one time that I got noticed. I'm not sure it was for a good reason, but anyways, back to sometimes I think about what I would do if I ever got famous. And if you've ever heard of like Baby No Money, it took me a minute to warm up to his music style. Understand, but actually I think if I ever got famous, I would just be like him. I would want to commission art, make music, and just like do my hobbies. Like actually he's kind of cool for that. He's kind of iconic for that. You're part of internet history. Dude, they'll never know. how will they know? They'll never know. It's gone forever. Mine was just my comment about the actor AU. Yeah, that did get a lot of attention. That was really funny. But yeah, I should be able to cosplay soon. If I ever get famous, I'm gonna be like that guy, and I'm just gonna commission art and make music and do my hobbies, and it's gonna be amazing. I still haven't made any music. I really thought I would learn by now, but it's really complex. Not even necessarily the music part, but like, that's the goal for most of us musicians though. So valid, honestly. I get it. But, the reason I haven't actually made any music is because I haven't been happy with anything I made, and it's not necessarily that I can't put together the music as much as I want to learn Ableton better, first of all, because there's so much more you can do with it than what, like, the more simple aspect of it, and I want to learn it more. And beyond that, I've been doing a lot of sort of voice training, and I've been getting better at singing, and I don't even know how to explain voice training, but I've been trying like I've been learning a bunch of different techniques and things. I think I was about to ask how the music making was going since you last talked to me about it. Yeah, I feel bad because I said I was going to have put something out by now, but I ended up reeling it back, even though I know perfectionism is like the enemy of actually getting started on something. But I just really want to do a little bit more voice training and learning so I can make something that I'm at least moderately proud of before I put it out. And I'm really happy with the voice training that I've been doing, actually. I like the thing you did make though, it was vibes. Thank you. I think I have really high expectations, but I've been really happy with the voice training that I have done. Not only is it helping me with learning how to be better at singing, which is definitely my worst. If you take all the skills that you need to make music, I think singing is probably my worst one, because I don't understand it well. So all the voice training has been really helping. I also think for a long time I didn't understand my voice because, so I've done a lot of music and arts in school, but for a lot of my life I lilt my voice really badly. I'm not doing it now, but I kind of put my voice in a higher register than it naturally is in, and I speak with like almost like a squeakier voice than I have, and I don't really know why I do that, except that I think I get a bit self-conscious of my voice, and like now that I'm talking about it, I'm nervous because I am just talking with my voice right now. And I don't know why it makes me nervous, but it feels like, I don't know if this is gonna make any sense, but because I always put my voice in that higher register to seem more socially friendly, it almost feels like intimate to speak with my natural voice that's a bit lower. I don't think my voice is low by any means. I don't know how I sound, but I don't know. I'm still getting used to it. And I think doing a lot of the voice training is really helping me understand my voice better. I like your voice though, it's soothing. Thank you. To be fair, singing, rapping, songwriting is the hardest musical thing to learn and refine, IMO. I think learning instruments and the production side of things are a bit easier to at least get into. That makes me feel better, so it's not just like me. I I have been doing voice training to not only get used to my voice and understand how it sounds, but to understand how to use it. Because when I was in a lot of music classes and things, I don't know if it's because I was trying to be friendly and social and I was putting my voice in that higher register and being squeakier and like bubblier, I guess, that I was mislabeled, but I actually was labeled as a soprano. And when I was doing these music classes, I regularly was losing my voice and I didn't understand why. And I was just practicing so hard because I wanted very badly to be good at it, but it was just making it worse, obviously. And my voice just like hurt, and I felt like I was my fault and that I was really bad at it, and it was just not a skill that I would ever have. And I didn't sing for years, but then more recently I've been wanting to make music, so I kind of forced myself to get back into it and to try again, and I'm realizing that my voice is not a soprano by any means. And the reason that I struggled so much was because I simply cannot hit notes like that. We are but humble altos, bruh. Exactly. I found out I was an alto and things started making sense recently. And I've actually been able to make progress, and I'm so happy about that. I'm trying to get more comfortable with my voice, and as weird as it is, I'm almost more comfortable here and streaming than I am with like my friends or people I know, because I think I get nervous because they've heard me speak differently for so long that I feel like a weirdo, like it's all of a sudden just changing my voice. Anyways, I've made a lot of progress with learning how to improve my voice. I found out that I can sing, like, the most comfortable song I've found for me to sing so far is Imagine by John Lennon. It suits my voice pretty well. And from there, I've learned to improve by like expanding my range, focusing on just hitting notes a little bit higher and a little bit lower than I'm already capable of, and I've been able to push that out just a little bit. And I mean, progress is slow. It's definitely slow, but it's been going really well. And I've done a lot of vocal exercises and tried songs that really jump in range from like low to high. Practice timing a lot. I still need to practice rapping. I think that's really intimidating to me too. I think I'll probably be a little bit better at it than singing, but we'll see. Not the karaoke stream. Hell yeah, we have to. I think it'd be really fun. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and I think in some ways it's kind of helping me with, because I talked about exploring my gender too, and I think to some extent I've really not liked my voice, but I've always been changing my voice to be more bubbly and friendly, and I honestly didn't even realize I was doing that. So to kind of relax my voice felt good. Let's start off crazy strong. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters right now. Listen. I already said I'm not a soprano. I have a friend on TikTok And I drew her, so maybe you could find her through me. I don't know. Her name is Zephyr, and she's a soprano. And she was singing Golden and hitting those notes, and I... Whew. Keep trying to hit that note, and I shouldn't because it's not in my range, but I want to. Felt. No, I get that. I get that. Sometimes I get really into listening to music in my headphones, and like sometimes I'll mute myself when I'm playing games with friends and be like singing to music in my headphones, and they can't hear me because God, I do not want them to hear me. But I'll forget. I'll just be like so into singing along to a song that I'll forget I can't do that. And the song will slowly go up, and all of a sudden my voice just like cuts out, and I'm like, oh yeah, no. I'll have to like take it down a bit to even continue singing along. But being a natural tenor, I have to go into falsetto just to hit slightly above alto, shaking my head. Yeah. I didn't realize that the whole time I was labeled as a soprano, I was pushing myself so far into a head voice that like that's why my voice was going out. I thought you were just supposed to sing like that, because I didn't realize I was mislabeled at all. It turns out no, actually singing can be really comfortable. That's crazy. But I'm still determined to make music. Now that I'm getting settled into the new place I'm moving into, and my studio's almost set up, and I'm getting back into my hobbies. I'm gonna get back into voice training. Another thing I really want to start learning that's new to me is I really want to work out and get muscular. And it's not like I haven't done that before, but I actually want to like build visible muscle this time. I don't want to be physically strong as much as I want to build visible muscle. I heard the term vanity muscle today, and you know what? Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, I would also love to be physically strong, but I'm not sure that's my priority. I would want to be moderately physically strong, but have good vanity muscle. Nice tip though, you can actually learn a lot just by singing along with songs. Matching your vocals with other artists and learning the best methods to get those vocals out helps. Yeah, I'm still kind of learning what artists work for me. To some extent, I can sing Billie Eilish. To some extent, John Lennon seems to work well. Wisty beginning their JoJo arc, it's time. Yeah, no, I've always wanted to be strong. In the past, I was I had muscle, but it wasn't visible muscle. I was just kind of thick. Does that make sense? And then my natural build's pretty scrawny. I'm gonna say unfortunately, but not because that's bad. All bodies are good. Just personally not my goals. But I'm thinking if I work hard, I can have visible muscle, and that would just be really cool to me. There's a lot of cosplays I could do if I did that. Salty also said that if they ever get married, I need to bring a sword to their wedding, and I think if I'm buff, it'll only add to the vibes, so that's like further motivation. I believe it, do it. I sing to mostly male songs because I have a lower voice naturally. That makes sense. I don't really have a good sense of my personality or what I sound like. if you asked me what I sounded like a couple years ago, I would say fucking another chipmunk on Alvin and the Chipmunks, because I not only raised my voice into a higher register and spoke really bubbly, but over like the phone, you know how the phones warp your voice really badly? That's what I sounded like, and I was like, oh my god, that's what I sound like. And I don't think that's true, but I don't actually know what I sound like at all. Sometimes when I'm editing my videos for YouTube, I have like a moment where I'm like, oh, my voice isn't as bad as I think it is, but that's about it. I've been lacking on my exercise as well. I've been wanting to cosplay as Giorno from JoJo Golden Wind. Oh, that'd be so cool. See, I need people who also exercise to like help motivate me. So if you ever want to reach out and just be like, talk about it, have you done it yet? Like, do it. Honestly, peer pressure me, please. Please peer pressure me. I need it. I think I get really focused in on one thing at a time. Music and working out are kind of like more recent endeavors. I definitely have done both in the past, and I'm not new to either of them, but they're kind of like new to recent. I don't know how to form sentences. Anyways, another skill I've been working on that I think is more obvious this year, and I've been really wanting to get into art for a long time, but I think I've always been kind of pulled away, sidetracked, frustrated. This year, I've made a lot more art than I've ever made in a year, and I'm really proud of myself for that. I feel like I've really improved my skills and my style. And I tried a lot of different mediums too. I've done digital art. I got back into oil painting. I'm really happy about that. Earlier today, when I sliced and diced my poor hand open, I was doing acrylic paint on denim. I did markers for Art Fight. I did markers and paper. So I've done a lot of different mediums, a lot of different styles. I kind of found a style that I'm happy with, at least recently. I'm trying to stop changing things and just kind of settle in. I did some dabbling in NSFW art, but I think I need more time. I still really appreciate other people doing it. I think it's cool. I think just having the comfort in it is amazing to me. So I kind of thought, like, maybe I can try it, and then I didn't feel particularly confident at the time, so I didn't end up doing it, but I still really appreciate it. One thing me and my friends used to do was jump into a voice or video call and just talk while we work out. Honestly, if we could start like a group, that's what I need. Dancing is a good form of exercise. I've been doing Zumba lately, and I haven't been able to because I don't have the space to, but I also don't have the confidence to do that at a gym. It's fun. I don't like weights and stuff. I don't find weights and stuff to be fun. Aerobics is fine. Try calisthenics if you don't like weights. I like dancing, personally. I like weights. I like calisthenics. I'm still not sure the difference between calisthenics and what is the other thing called? Pilates? But whatever. I've been thinking of Pilates and yoga too. They're probably different. I don't know, but I know what calisthenics is. I don't know what Pilates is. I like weights, I like calisthenics, and I like dancing, and I like what do you call it? I like physical labor tied to a task. I get bored at the gym, but if you tell me to bring all the firewood in or something like that, I enjoy that. I don't know if that's weird, but I like that kind of stuff where you're like, it's not a repetitive motion, it's a task. And so I think that's why I used to be a lot stronger, because I was doing a lot of tasks, and so working out was really easy on my brain. And now it's kind of, I need to really convince myself to do it. My mom just started yoga and Tai Chi. That's cool. Yoga is really admirable. I really want to learn how to do sort of more stuff with flexibility, but I haven't been brave. Maybe if I like put something on my floor so I don't concuss myself. Gyms are fun with people. Everything is better social. I've tried going to the gyms with people, but I don't think they've been the right people. But I think you're probably right. I really want to do, not that I don't have enough things I want to do. Like, my brain is just like this. I want to, like, I just think I can do everything in the world if I really decide to do it, and I'll be impulsive enough to try. But I really want to learn how to do, like, splits and, like, back bends and, like, handstands and flip. I don't think I'll ever get to the point of flips, but if I did, it would be sick. I don't know. I want to do a lot of cool stuff like that because I've seen people incorporate things like that into dance, and it's so cool. Gyms are fun with people, not if you're socially anxious. Well, I mean, if you go with someone that you particularly like, then maybe it's not bad. Like if I was going to the gym with, like, Salty, I'd probably have a good time. Or like, but if I'm going to the gym with someone that isn't like so fucking close to me, then I don't know. I feel like I'd be, even if we were like friends, if we weren't that close, I might be still socially awkward. Gotta go with some chill people and headphones. Yeah. I mean, I almost want to get like a group chat together where we just like video call and like work out and yap at each other. Because I feel like if my brain's distracted, it'll be so much easier. That's because we're both gremlins, bro. Yeah. I just feel like we could do anything and make it fun. I don't know if we'd be productive, but we could make it fun. But I really, if I could get a group together where we just like video called and did it that way, I couldn't escape. I need peer pressure and like obligation, accountability. Because if I can just, I don't know, I need that, I think. I also just need a distraction because repetitive motions drive me, like if I'm just like lift weight again, do this 20 more times, my brain's like combusting. But if I'm like yapping with someone, it's different. I'll be laughing, I won't even realize I'm doing that. Down for that 1000%. I do it. Please, no, actually, I'm genuine about this. I'm genuine about it because I need to work out more. Especially my arms, because my legs are decent. My core could use some work, but my arms are weak as hell for no reason. So I need to get into like push-ups and things, especially push-ups. It makes it more tolerable, yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's most of my year recap. I've just really, at least in terms of my hobbies, I've just been really focused on which hobbies I want to do and what my goals are and where I want to be and what I would do if I got farther than where I want to be. And also just a lot of personal processing on why I feel like I can do this and not do that, and where I need to communicate better. And all right, everyone, 10 push-ups right now. Let's go. My legs were born very strong. You know what? I will do 10 push-ups in a minute if you promise me that you will also do them. I will in a minute. I just thought of this right now, thinking back to the music. Thought of what? If it's related to something I said, I already forgot what I said. But yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot going on in terms of processing and planning, and I'm really excited to be back to streaming. I'm planning to stream on Mondays, and just to force myself to do it, even if I'm just showing up. Even if I'm just showing up and yapping into the mic, it'll be something. And eventually maybe I'll know what I'm doing more. I do them, but I'm kind of at work and my manager doesn't need to be texting me, asking me what, just looking at you in the cameras. But if you and Salty are interested in seeing some of the process, I can always show you guys sometime. I stream myself recording for friends on Discord all the time. Yeah, I would be interested to kind of know how the process goes. I can't promise I'll be like super available, but let's go office push-ups. I'll definitely be available for workout stuff because I need to force myself to do that. And my plan is to work out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every week. That's my plan. We'll see. But yeah, I'm planning to stream on Mondays from now on. I'm gonna force myself to do it. I'm planning to get back into cosplay, and typically I post cosplay TikToks daily, which actually is kind of crazy to say out loud, but once I get back into it, I'll start doing that again. Obviously I'm going to try to do more art because I feel like I spend so much time being like, commission me, but I don't post enough art, and I want to post more art because I have a list of projects that I want to do, and not only do I want to start filtering through that list, but I also want to convince people to commission me so I can draw even more cool characters than my own characters and my friends' characters. I just work out on days that I don't work. Yeah, that's pretty much why I said Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm in office. Monday, Friday, I'm remote. But weekly streams, that's goals I'm planning. But yeah, so weekly streams, daily cosplay TikToks. I'll try to keep my Instagrams updated. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my in-office days at work, and I'm usually really tired after work, so I'm making those my relax on the couch and make art days. So I'm hoping to post more art. I'm really determined to go harder into my hobbies now that I'm more comfortable in my environment and I have the means to. I talked about moving and having a new studio that I'm in the middle of setting up, and it's a much bigger space than I've ever had for filming and streaming and things like that. And it's also it might be the first time I've had a dedicated space for that isn't also a space for something else. So I can really do what I want with this space, and I'm really excited to do so. I have 2 desks in here. One of them is for my PC and streaming. I have another desk that I can use for, I don't know, just anything. I can actually put up all of my collections. I have a huge shelf. 2 shelves out of that big shelving unit is Monster High dolls. I have 3 shelves. Dear Lord, I have so many. I have another shelf that's sort of Stray Kids stuff, plushies and whatever, and it's not even all of them because I have an Eda bag that I use as a purse too. And then I still have a ton in the closet I haven't unpacked, which is all my costumes, my props, my wigs, any sort of equipment that I have. And right now it's literally just a stack of boxes and other things. I've actually been able to put up all of my posters that I bought at conventions. Well, I can't say all of them. I ran out of those Velcro command strips, so I need to get more. That's nice. I think you'll be able to do a lot with a clear setup that feels yours for the art stuff alone. Yeah, it's... Even before I'm fully set up, it's been life-changing. I also plan to get a green screen, some, like, studio lights to really help improve my cosplays, do simple edits, have different backgrounds. I'm gonna get like probably just a bench seat just to help clean up the space if I don't use anything, and just have my posters in the background. I would really love one of those. Have you ever seen those, it's like a little cylinder or a little circle on the floor, and people stand on it and it turns so they can like spin around and show outfits or costumes or like do art references. Those are really cool. I don't even know how to begin looking those up because I don't know what they're called. But for cosplay especially, I think it'll really help because VTubing, it doesn't take up a ton of space. It is nice to have a dedicated space so I'm not annoying the hell out of my significant other. Especially when I play horror games and I'm like screaming. But I don't get scared by horror games, but I do get really excited to play with my friends and I can be really loud. But it'll also help for cosplay because I think you need a lot of space to have like a clean background, a clean, clear background, and to be like dancing and doing all this stuff. And a lot of the times I was like moving furniture to have a clear wall, or like I would make a space for myself, but then we would need to put something else there. And so it'll really help to have this dedicated space for it. And I'm really excited to upgrade the space with good lighting, and in general, moving into this new living space versus the old living space, we have so much more space. It's actually kind of empty in here right now. Salty, I scare you in the horror games. You do. Because when we're playing, for context for everyone else, when we're playing, I don't get scared, really. And even when I do, I don't really have a reaction to being scared. At least not like audibly. Sometimes I'll have a reaction because it's like I'm having fun. But it's like a fun scream, not like an, oh, I'm scared or I was like surprised scream. It's almost like manual because I just know it's more fun to watch someone who's vocal. But Salty doesn't ever get scared by the actual monster. The thing you're supposed to be scared of. It'll be some like side thing or something. But every time Salty gets scared, their yell or their scream startles me so badly. It's like not even the game that actually genuinely gets to me. It's Salty. Because Salty will yell and I'll just like jump. And I don't know. I feel like it truly, I can't explain this until you've experienced it. but our whole friend group agrees that Salty is scarier than any horror game we've played. That's just it. I don't know if it's like, I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm not even explaining it well, because you truly need to experience that to know what I'm talking about. But all of us have been just really startled by Salty in games where the monster has not affected us at all. And I can't wait to play. Hopefully, it's so close to Halloween, and I love Halloween so much, and I'm upset that I let it get this close before I started streaming again. But I haven't had the time because I've been moving. But I'm really excited. I get scared, all right? Damn. But I'm really hoping to play more horror games both before and after Halloween, because I usually play them into November because I just love Halloween so much. I draw that shit out. I remember you making me jump when we played Dead Island when the car alarm went off. So you get it. Salty is scarier than the game. But I'm hoping to play more horror games with Salty, or if you want Venom, you of course too. Just in general, I also want to play some single player ones, as much as multiplayer ones are some of my favorite, but I really want to play Silent Hill Remake, finally, Mortuary Assistant. My friends spoil me so badly, and it makes me want to cry because it's so nice, but they buy me more games than I've ever been able to play, so I just have so many that need to be played. I need to figure out if I can stream Mortuary Assistant or if I'm gonna get like in trouble, because I know when it was popular people were getting in trouble, and I don't know if that's fixed or if there's like a thing you're supposed to do. Anyways, and then the Silent Hill remake I really want to play, and they're already coming out with the other Silent Hill, which I also want to get. They can't keep doing this to me. It looks really good. Last horror game I played recently was Silent Hill F, and I had to turn it off. I'm a lame with horror. You deserve love, homie. It's fine. Oh, but I'm down. Yeah, multiplayer horror games. We don't have to, but I would be very happy if we did. Silent Hill F is the one I was talking about. I still need to play Remake, and I want F so badly. I think when I'm playing them solo, I get stressed, so sometimes I put them off, and it's literally just because, like, I'm not very skilled. Like, I love horror games. I love platformers, but I'm really bad at platformers, even though I love them a lot, and I'm not very good at surviving single-player horror games. And even when I'm good at surviving, finally, I generally, like, I'm so busy trying to survive that I'll forget to observe, and I'll miss things. What if you say salty? I thought about that after it came out of my mouth, too. I was like... I heard myself say it, and I was like, no. Yeah, I don't know why. My favorite game categories are my least skilled. It's a crime, truly. But multiplayer horror is usually really fun. And usually multiplayer horror games are made for a variety of skill levels. So they usually made that, like, you can invite people to play and they're not gonna, like, rage quit. I really like Phasmophobia, Lethal Company, Repo, and then I've been playing other ones recently. For Salty's birthday, we played the Outlast Trials, and that was the first time that either of us have ever played that. It was kind of really dystopian, and weird, but it was fun to play. Just like conceptually really dystopian and weird. More RPGs, more. I do like RPGs. I think the RPGs I want to play aren't the ones that people would want to watch me play, though. I feel like I really like Skyrim. Fun fact, I put in hella hours to Skyrim The Elder Scrolls V. And I actually own a massive player handbook for Skyrim The Elder Scrolls V because I was like so obsessed with it. And the massive handbook I have includes Hearthfire and Dawnguard. And it was gifted to me by my parents at the time because I had put in so many hours to Skyrim. And then I put in even more hours and I used the book to help me like look up stuff while I was playing. Skyrim is the GOAT, so I don't blame you. I'm so down to play LS Trials. Hell yeah. But I love Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls V specifically was what I put a lot of my hours in. I really like Kingdoms of Amalur, and I know that's controversial. I know. My only complaint about it is that I bought the remake and it looks exactly the fucking same. But other than that, I do really like Kingdoms of Amalur. What other RPGs do I like? I'm gonna blank now that I'm talking about it. Conceptually, I did like Guild Wars, but I think it's Guild Wars 2. But I didn't get into it. That could change. I played a lot of World of Warcraft, but my main motivation was that I really wanted to collect mounts and pets. And I played a lot of World of Warcraft with my friend Kuma, and I think it helped that he was really patient with me because I would like get confused or something a lot, or like end up in areas where I'm not supposed to be, and I wasn't particularly good at combat. So I think if I ever played World of Warcraft again, I would definitely probably play with Kuma, or at least someone who's incredibly patient like Kuma. Guild Wars 2 is fun. I didn't give it enough of a chance. I need to play it again because I really liked the character customization in it, and the little I did play of it, I enjoyed. So I definitely want to try it again. I just kind of like forgot to keep playing it. MMOs are different though. You need friends for those. Yeah, I think so. A lot of the MMOs I've played, I haven't really minded being by myself, but it definitely helps me figure out what the heck I'm doing to be with other people, because there's just like not a ton of guidance. I couldn't get into Skyrim. I got jumped by a Yeti once and that was it. Don't worry, play again and you'll get jumped by a deer. A deer? Am I forgetting something about that game? I do know the Yeti you speak of, though. I assume that's the High Hrothgar Frost Troll, and honestly, he was unnecessarily strong for the point in the game at which they point you to him is kind of bullshit. I would... I think I would approach it differently now, but when I was younger, I would intentionally drag NPCs into that fight so that they would help me fight and like kite the troll so I could kill it easier. And when I was fighting giants, I learned that they have a hard time climbing hills and mountains, so I would go up one and just shoot it with arrows, and as soon as it got to the top, I would run to the bottom, make it follow me, and then climb up again so that it couldn't attack me. I've been playing Blue Protocol recently, but no friends to play with. No, just quite literally a random deer. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember there being a particularly formidable deer. I don't actually know Blue Protocol. And it might be one of the ones you've sent me at some point, because you did send me a few games that I saved, but I don't 100% remember them. Oh, another RPG I'm playing, because I think this counts as an RPG, and you can yell at me if it doesn't, but I've been trying again to play Honkai Impact 3rd, because I really want to, and Salty actually played some too. Because I have a few cosplays from Honkai Impact 3rd, but I haven't gotten far into the game, and I want to force myself to keep going, but that gameplay style is really hard for me to, like, get into, especially because Honkai Impact 3rd, you can't, like, just stop wherever, so you have to really set aside the time to play it and to, like, get pulled into a big jumble where, like, you're not going to be able to, like, save and quit until it's done. No, Wisty, it was just a random Yeti that I ran into running down the mountain after going to that one quest where they tell you are Dragonborn or something. Yeah, I think you're talking about the Frost Troll for High Hrothgar. It's the Frost Troll's on a mountain. The mountain has like a ton of steps, and you go to the top and you talk to the Greybeards, and the Greybeards say you are Dragonborn, and you get your little shout or something like that. Ooh, Honkai Impact is fun too. I was playing that a while back. Gacha games are technically JRPGs, so yeah, it counts. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. The gacha style is something that's hard for me to get into. Like I said, Honkai in particular, like, you have to, when you start an instance, you have to finish the instance. So sometimes I get a little intimidated, so I haven't made it that far, but I'm trying. I downloaded it on my phone instead of Steam so that I had it more accessible. That didn't really help. Yeah, but there was more than one and they just jumped me. Oh, that's awful. There is one gacha game that I have been able to get into, and it's just this really cute one. It's called Lively Island, and I've been posting about it on Blue Sky. But it's a game where you get like a little tiny island, and you get to adopt pets and take care of them, and you get a little character, and I don't know, you basically just like feed, shower, and poop your pets, you know? They poop like gems. You go water other people's island trees, and they water your tree, and you collect fruits, and the fruits are how you get more pets. And you collect bugs, and the bugs are how you feed your pets. And the gacha section is how you decorate your island and your character. But I have not been paying money to play this game. It's a gacha game where I don't have to pay money, and that's kind of where I really like it. It's really relaxing. The social aspect is really low key. I haven't really had any issues. I did get yelled at once, but it was kind of just, I don't know if it was that I actually did something wrong or the person was like a role player. But it's called Lively Island. I'll put it in chat. Feel free to keep talking about what you're talking about, but Lively Island is the game I'm talking about. And if you do get it, go to my card, which is in my bio on Blue Sky and probably on here. I put it everywhere. And add me. I will add you back. I want friends in that game so badly. But, it's a gacha game where you don't have to pay money. It's really peaceful. You water your trees. You feed your pets. You take care of your pets. And it's like really like a dailies kind of thing, where I log in, I feed my pets. I take them out. You just click a button and they like poop gems. It's easy. You shower them. You do your little daily quests, which is like stuff you would do anyway, like taking care of your pets and watering trees and collecting fruit and bugs. You get coins for doing your daily quests. And then those coins are what you use to go do the gacha stuff where you can decorate your island and your person. Right now there's a Halloween event, so there's like a little bit more that you can do to earn more things, which are optional, but I do them. And then you kind of just, I log in like twice a day, and that's it. I do my little things. It's peaceful. I log back out, and I'm slowly getting my character to actually look like my VTuber, so I'm pleased. I've collected 2, and I'm working on a 3rd collection from the gacha for like islands. I'm in between 2 of them right now, so I have half of a crystal set and half of a desert set going because I'm working on collecting the crystal one. I haven't tried Infinity Nikki. I do want to try it. It looks really cute, but I have enough stuff to try right now, so I'm not sure I'll get to it anytime soon. Oh, my card just got tossed in the chat for me. Awesome. The clothes are pretty. Yeah. There's like 5 to 6 different free-to-play games coming out the next 4 weeks. Really? The new event story was silly, but the stories have gotten darker and darker. Oh, the 4 new games. There's a new gacha game called Stella Sora. It came out yesterday. Then on the 22nd, Chaos Nightmare Zero comes out. So many games. I didn't know about these. To be fair, I'm not normally a gacha game person. I really want to play Honkai Impact 3rd. I really want to play Honkai Star Rail. I really like this silly little Lively Island game that I've been playing, which is just a very peaceful gacha. I did play... I don't know that that's a gacha. I haven't heard of Stella Sora or Nightmare Zero, but... yeah. If you do get Lively Island, seriously add me, because I've been posting about it against everyone's will because I love it so much, and I want friends in it that I know. I have made a lot of friends in the game so that I can like water their trees and like get more fruit and stuff, but I don't have any friends in the game that like I know. They're just kind of random people, and a lot of them speak not English, because I don't think it's primarily a game for English speakers. I think it's primarily a game for people who... it's not just people who speak Japanese. I've seen a few different languages. But anyways, there's a translate button, so it's not really an issue, so that's why I can't remember, because you can pretty seamlessly talk to people like you can with like Xiaohongshin, stuff like that, where you just respond in whatever your language is, and the translation button goes both ways, so. But it'd be really nice to have friends that I know, because I can go check out your island, and you can check out my island, and it will be so cool. The 28th is Duet Night Abyss. That's the one I'm hyped for. I don't know that one either. I'm always out of the loop on those types of games though, like gacha games. But feel free to send me the names of any of those, and I will go look them up when I have a minute to do so, because I don't know, I'm always willing to like look things up. I can't always promise I'll be interested, but I like knowing what my friends like, what they like to do, what they like to look at. It's just on your phone right now. Which one? Lively Island or Honkai Impact? Third? Those are both on my phone. This is random, but do you guys like Persona and City Pop? I don't know what City Pop is. I do kind of know what Persona is because my friend Dylan is really into Persona and he has been asking me to play it for a long time. I think he wanted me to play Persona 5, but I don't remember which one. Lively Island is just on my phone. It's I don't think it's on anything besides mobile, actually, but I could be wrong. City Pop, I don't know though. Is City Pop also a game? Persona is life. Play it. Everyone I've seen that likes Persona like loves it. The only thing that stopped me from getting into it is how many hours it is. Is kind of intimidating. But I played Baldur's Gate, so I don't think anything should be that much anyways. City Pop is a genre of music, 80s style Japanese pop and / R&B. Okay, oh okay. Yeah, feel free to send me that. That sounds sick. You can send me Persona stuff, but I won't understand it. I haven't played any yet. But City Pop, honestly, you don't even have to worry about what genre of music I like to send me music, because I will be intrigued regardless. I think the only thing I don't usually like is country, but everything else is fair game. And honestly, every once in a while there is a country song that is kind of vibey, so you never know. I like a lot of genres of music. My playlist is definitely a mix. Part of it too is it's already a mix in genre, but then as I'm scrolling through TikTok, I keep finding really cool indie artists, and the add to Spotify button's right there. So I'll add, like, anytime I hear a song that's just kind of a vibe, it gets thrown into my liked songs. Start with Persona 3 Remake. Interesting. Then Persona 5 Royal, because Persona 5 is the one that I keep hearing people say to start with, or like maybe is their favorite, I think. I don't know anything about Persona yet, so I might be remembering wrong. Dylan did get me to finish an entire Baldur's Gate playthrough though, so I think Dylan could truly convince me to do anything at this point. The only thing I didn't finish was Poppy's Playtime, and that was because the teacher lady pissed me off so bad. Persona 5 is the most popular. Okay. I guess that makes sense. It's been raining, and the rain just sounds so soothing and nice. I like the sound of like being indoors and it's like raining just outside your window. And then I had like comfort food for dinner, so I'm just ready. But Persona 5 is a really, really good game though, don't get me wrong. P3 Remake is just a nice entry to the series. Okay, I get you. Understandable mood, yeah. No, I'm not even gonna lie that I'm ending stream entirely for strategic reasons. It's partially for strategic reasons, but it's also partially because I crave blankets in my bed. So I'll send this link to you both. You'll like the music. Excellent. Thank you for joining. Thank you for chatting with me. It definitely made it a lot easier and a lot more comfortable to do my first podcast stream. I was kind of gearing myself to be talking to myself during this, so I appreciate not sitting here and talking to myself, because that would have been a lot harder to do. I definitely made it a lot more comfortable. You guys are awesome. I'm very lucky to have you as friends. And hopefully I will see you this upcoming Monday for, I don't know what, something. maybe Silent Hill Remake. We'll see. I have to install it first. Okay, goodbye.